Spicy cocktails have been de rigueur lately. So I have some ancho chili powder with a little cinnamon mixed in for a soupçon of sweet. Freddie, this is all rather dull. Regale me. Certainly. I do not guess. Perhaps this human would like to essay an attempt. I do not guess. Perhaps the human would like to essay an attempt. I do not guess. Perhaps my lover would like to essay an attempt. Oh, look at the time. I must be on my way to a more interesting conversation. There is no sincerer love than the love of food. Foodie friends! You've yucked my yum. You've yucked my yum. Time for a bite? Salutations. Woohoo! You found the way to my heart. Oh, pitiful. Utterly mismatched flavor profiles. Texture's a mess. My friend, you return. Yes? What is it, love? You speak. Ah, yes. Unpack them for me, won't you? Brilliant. These are perfect for what I need. They should look spectacular in the dining room. Just plates. Just plates. Food is an art form, and the plate is the canvas. The presentation is a non-negotiable part of the deal. Plating is as vital to a dish as the seasoning. It elevates the entire experience. Without Daisuke's hard work keeping me supplied, my dishes would be nowhere near Michelin level. Damn right you should. Daisuke spent years refining his craft, creating his own ceramics. He has a respect for the work you simply can't be taught otherwise. You do well to model yourself after him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have reviews to complete. You delivered to me last. Well, carry on then. Good evening. Do have a seat. I'll be with you in just a minute. Glass of wine? Surely you can do better than that. This fine white has a light body and is rather dry. It's quite acidic. I can virtually taste its origins in the eastern Loire Valley. Dare I guess just outside Chavignol? And as its taste matures on my tongue, I detect notes of honeydew, grapefruit, and peach, and a certain minerality. Flint. Grey salt. Close. But Chardonnay is from Burgundy. I'll give you one more try. Well done. Pathetic. Just pathetic. Oh, rosé. Do I look like I'm eating barbecued prawns? Now, can you do even better? Indeed. An excellent idea. Well, now you're just showing off, and I'm very much here for it. Well, that's a disappointment. You do know that Chablis is an entirely different wine, don't you? I guess so. You've hit it spot on. I did not realize I was in the presence of a master sommelier. How did you know? You and I both know luck had nothing to do with it. Marvelous. My word, you are astonishing. Wisdom always does. There's nothing wrong with humility whatsoever. But where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Mitchell Lynn, food critic extraordinaire, paragon of the perfect, advocate of the adventurous, and bane of the banal. Like it. I live for it. And not just food, but the whole of the experience. The ambiance, that interplay of sound, sight, and synth that whets the appetite and inspires the mind. The art of service, be it subtle theater, delightful formality, or downright brutish charm. And of course the meal itself. From the minutiae of the menu to the presentation on the plate and the very titillation of the tongue, dining in all its forms is the blood that flows in my veins. I have to say I already find your taste quite impressive. You've already begun to prove that. Oh, really? Could have fooled me. What, pray tell, does that mean? Right. Thank you. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Listen, I'm afraid you've caught me in a bit of a hurry. 3 new spots have just opened up around the house. I'm eager to give them a try and see if they measure up to my exacting standards. Say, how would you like to accompany me? Brilliant. Then I'm afraid this is goodbye for now. Come back and see me whenever you'd like to go out for a bite. Hello again. I'm just about to head out to review. Care to join me? Pity that. See you later. I'd love to, really, but I'm afraid without my reviews, the culinary prospects of this house would be dire indeed. Excellent. Ah, my faithful companion. Care to join me for another review? Pity that. See you later. I'd love to, really, but I'm afraid without my reviews, the culinary prospects of this house would be dire indeed. Excellent. Bonsoir, mon ami, mon chéri. Sometimes I get so wrapped up in what I'm doing that I forget the most essential things, such as questioning what's really at the heart of it all. There's something I'd very much like to ask you. Yes, well, You've been on my mind. I've wanted to ask your opinion about something. Not at all, not at all. In fact, something has never been more right. May I ask you something? Of course. I should have known. And while this disappoints me, I must say that wasn't going to be my question. Do you think there is a connection between food and love? Specifically, do you think that by eating with another, delighting in delicacies, appreciating the ambiance of a fine establishment, engaging in pleasant conversation and the elegant dance of table manners, can these things make love? How can this be? I've spent my whole life believing that the path to my heart lay directly through my stomach. But perhaps there's more to life than food. Perhaps I ought to expand my horizons. I fear this has put me in a rather sour mood. Return another time and we can get in love's way together, no? These are wise words, and I must ponder them. Do return soon, yes? I must say I am eagerly awaiting our next rendezvous. I've begun to find you rather entrancing. But tonight I need some time with this glass of wine. That is to say, time to be with myself. An act of love. Do you mean to say that love is created by what we do? This is a beautiful sentiment, and one that goes straight to my heart. Do return soon, yes? I must say I am eagerly awaiting our next rendezvous. I've begun to find you rather entrancing. But tonight I need some time with this glass of wine. That is to say, time to be with myself. So, where should we go? There's a new Hawaiian fusion place in the living room. Daisuke's sushi spot in the dining room is supposed to be pretty swanky. Freddy Yeti has an ice cream joint in the kitchen that's worth checking out. I've heard only good things about Daisuke's place so far. Let's hope it lives up to expectation. Here comes the owner now. Always nice to see you, Daisuke. It's obvious you've put a lot of work into this endeavor. My mind isn't quite made up yet. You do? Seems rather dull to me. Understated, you say? Let me take a closer look. Why, you're absolutely right. I thought at first it was lazy and weak decor, but look around you. Perfectly clean, lighting muted but warm. This wood shows the signs of a master carpenter. These chairs have been selected with painstaking care. And as I listen, I detect the subtle dripping of water from a waterfall pond. I feel almost as if I've been transported to the Tsukibayashi Jiro. Delightful, simply delightful. No. Where is the zing, the pizzazz? Where is the originality? I'm afraid it's a bit too conservative for my bold taste. Can you explain that a bit? I'm rather inclined to agree. I don't mind luxury, but this... it's a bit much. I'm sorry, Daisuke, but I don't think I'm a fan. It's what? Unfortunately, I think you're right. Not exactly inviting, is it? Rundown? Masterful? Please explain. My goodness. You're right. Think of a cracked bowl glued back together with gold, used for who knows how many years before being placed reverently on a shelf. Someday, that will be all of us, used with love until finished, and then honored in retirement. I'm moved to tears, and to think that without you pointing it out to me, I would have missed it. How can I thank you enough? Shabby, yes. Chic? No. If you understood brutalism, you would never say that about this place. Bohemian? Are you joking? Let's move on to your speciality, Daisuke. What are we to make of the settings? Believe the scandelabra? I'd sooner let Sinclair process an insurance claim for me. Now let's have a look. We appear to be missing chopsticks. Oh dear. No need. I'll eat in the traditional way. And I must say, marvelous attention to detail, Daisuke. All right. Let's get down to business. I'm starving. I can't wait to see what's in store for us. I don't think that means what you think it does. Me neither. I don't think that means what you think it does. Okay, now, when the first course comes, sushi must be eaten right away, within the first 10 seconds. Now that's an odd notion. Yes, you really know your sushi etiquette, which I find very appealing, by the way. What are we looking at, Daisuke? I see. Glad to know your take. I'll present my own opinions in the review. Now that we've eaten, I think it's time to go. My, mon ami. You've worked hard to create the atmosphere. Well, what do we think? I agree, Koa. This is so far quite delightful. Oh, goodness. How embarrassing. You'll have to excuse my date for lack of refinement. All the same, Koa, the Chongcai Churong is a thoughtful addition. My date is quite worldly, Koa. I agree. It does seem a tad bit unsanitary. Don't mind if we do. how do we feel about these seats? Yes, I suppose this is a suitable arrangement. I can barely stay upright, and the backrest is too far back from the food. I'd far prefer an arrangement like Jeremy and Abel have. And me at the same time. How scandalous. Out! Out! Noted. Now, what do you recommend? Intriguing. What do you think? I am impressed. That wasn't even on the menu. Why not just bring our guests some grilled veggies? Clearly my date didn't know what it was. That was awkward. I'm impressed that you had the courage to just ask. I find that attractive, I'll have you know. Make that 2 orders, and consider me intrigued. Do try to keep up. Well, look at you, asking for exactly what you want. And oi muchum wasn't even on the menu. I find your confidence ravishing. And you can bring me a glass, thank you. Looks like you missed that one in your culinary education. Nice one. Let's try this. Interesting. What do you think? I agree. To have made something so original and yet so delicious is a real win. Koa, you've outdone yourself, and I must applaud your open mind. I find that to be quite sexy. Agreed. Alas, it's a bit out there. It was a noble exploration, but it doesn't quite work. Quite. I'll be including your win in my review. It's all a bit too heavy. Can't say it's for me either. I think we'll pass on seconds. You'll be seeing my review shortly, Koa. Brace yourself. My friend and I are about finished here. Koa, thank you for having us. We have arrived. What do you think? I agree. Rather charming. The sort of place I'd love to bring a date. I'll note this down. Yes. Rather cold. And a bit of a mess. Freddie, you knew we were coming, did you not? How unfortunate for you. I hope we won't be eating pre-packaged foods. I'm so glad you approve. I want you to enjoy yourself while we're out together. And I must say, Freddie, it really is a good idea. How crude. I can't help but note that down. I can see what you were going for, Freddie, but it's not working. If we all loosened up as much as you have here, we'd be falling apart like old sweaters. Have you got menus? I don't think we came here to play a guessing game, Freddie. Well, I'm touched. You first, mon ami. So much about a person can be determined by their choice in ice cream flavors, don't you think? Ooh, I dare say let's get a bit mixed up. I love a good dance of flavors. One does not simply chill with chocolate. One indulges in her. One luxuriates in the devouring of her decadence. Your lack of respect for the consecration of cacao has been noted. Getting energized for the evening, I see. I approve of high-energy hedonism. How drab and uninteresting. I am not at all impressed. Freddie, dare I say it, this is the most voluptuously iced cream I've ever had the pleasure, nay, the honor of tasting. Bravo, my friend. Bravissimo. I am saddened by your lack of concern for the delicacy that is a creamed ice. This barely qualifies as edible. I have to say I agree with our friend. This is a C at best, which in my book is not a passing grade. That sounds interesting. Consider me titillated. Neither am I. Mon Dieu! But we like it. And after we've already had a first cone? Enough with the foreplay. Yes, I think perhaps we'll pass after all. Some training might help you in the future. Let me know if you'd like a few pointers. Je suis d'accord. And I might say that your grasp of French grasps at my heart. Indeed, perfectly suitable, Freddie. Thank you again for having us on such short notice. Keep an eye out for my review. Very well now, human, we must be going. Felt what? Well, yes, I suppose there's no use denying it. I think there is something between us. Perhaps we can continue to meet like this and see where it leads us. Yes, a mistake, obviously. I was just wondering, what would you rate our evening overall? I couldn't agree more. The meal made my heart sing. You are too kind. To have had a wonderful night in spite of subpar food? That compliment lands on my heart like an arrow from Cupid's bow. Well, you're entitled to your own review, I suppose. Of course, my apologies. We've arrived. This is the end of our night, I suppose. Let us help ourselves to a second feast. A feast of pleasure. And now I must bid you adieu until we meet again. I'm afraid it does. Good night, my friend. Perhaps another time. Before we get carried away, I must bid you adieu. I hope to see you soon, my dear. I'm afraid we mustn't put the main course before the appetizer, so while I'm flattered, let us bid one another adieu for now. Bonsoir. It's Mitchell, you cad. Hi there. I'm just finishing up my latest round of reviews. Care to have a read? Which review next? Koa's Two Currents. Let us see. When we walked into the living room for our lunch rendezvous, there was a lot to take in. Hawaiian and Korean themes blended seamlessly in this laid-back barbecue joint. Palm shack decor, as if we were transported to Maui, but with traditional Korean furnishings reminiscent of Seoul's best restaurants. Not to mention the comfiest couch seats you could imagine. Bravo! As we approached, I already had a sense that Koa's approach to ambiance was a miss. The clashing decoration styles were confusing, not complimentary, and my guest seemed not to understand it either. Sadly, it is this critic's opinion that Koa should have stuck to something simpler, and something that he could have better executed. But what about the food? The food? Simply put, this is comfort food that is big on comfort, and we are here for it. My guest and I love the crisscrossing flavors that seem to add a new punch to old classics. This fusion left us feeling fused to the couch in the best possible way. Koa has won big in the food department. If you want to be confused, filled up, and left wanting more, then Koa's food may be for you. Unfortunately, we did not enjoy our meal. In conclusion, if you want a fusion that leaves you feeling like you just toured the world, all without leaving the comfort of your own couch, Koa's Two Currents is our current pick for the best new restaurant in the living room. Let me just say that I am disappointed. This felt like a real opportunity that was missed. It is this critic's hope that Koa can improve his offering, so that there will be one more reason to visit the living room in the future. Ah yes, Freddy's Yummy Yeti. Ahem. This rustic hole in the wall is, at first glance, nothing to write home about, but the frozen exterior belies an inner warmth that brings joy to the soul. From the icicles hanging off the sign to the vintage ice cream box seats, the Yummy Yeti transports one to a magical frozen kingdom reminiscent of a time gone by. Ambiance? 5 stars. It's clear to see what Freddy was getting at with the decor. He was aiming for an old-style ice cream joint with updated touches. However, it became obvious from the moment we walked in that he wasn't prepared for guests. And while the vintage look was an interesting idea, it failed in execution. Ambiance? 2 stars. But what about the food? While at the Yeti, we devoured 2 absolutely delightful frozen treats. And let me assure you, this isn't the kind of place you go with a full stomach. You'll want a single scoop of one of his unique flavors. And don't forget to save space for his one-of-a-kind, decadent masterpiece, the Every Day is Sunday. Food? 5 stars. Ice cream isn't something you can just whip up in your spare time. A sublime delicacy at its best. When at its worst, ice cream is barely even edible. Alas, that was the case with Freddy's attempt at this age-old dessert. The ice cream was overly filling, watery, and clumsily presented. Food? 1 star. Service, of course, can make or break a new restaurant. How was Freddy's? My lovely guest and I were tended to and immediately made to feel right at home. We were never without our host's attention. He saw to it that we treated ourselves to whatever we liked. 5 glowing stars for service. We arrived to a frozen guest book. The host barely looked up as we walked in. Was he cordial? Sure, but a true host? Not even close. A sad 2 stars for service, I'm afraid. All in all, well, dear friends, I must say that new ice cream joint in town is an absolute accomplishment. All things considered, Freddy Yeti has cracked the code, or should I say, cracked the cone. Your faithful critic can highly recommend it. I wanted to like this restaurant. Freddy is, as many of you know, a dear friend. However, my duty calls. And as a critic, I must distance myself from the subject of my review. I am sad to say that the Yummy Yeti is more like the mediocre Yeti at best. And at worst, let's just say that this critic cannot in good faith recommend it. Here's my review for Omakase Daisuke. It's titled, A Hand-Rolled Disaster. When Omakase Daisuke opened up in the kitchen, expectations were high, and unfortunately, the reality could not meet them. Abysmal decor, an uninventive menu and exorbitant prices, and the most unappealing, revolting plating and presentation I've ever seen in my life. The final straw? The food was the worst sushi I've ever had. I cannot, in good conscience, recommend anyone risk their life by eating there. This critic gives Omakase Daisuke 1 out of 5 stars. I can only hope that whenever it inevitably closes, something better will take its place. The headline reads, "A Traditional Triumph." From the exquisitely understated decor to the traditional greetings at the door, Omakase Daisuke hits every single mark of a great sushi restaurant. Ambiance, menu selection, food quality, and value are of the highest grade. The at first glance hideous presentation belies sushi of the highest caliber. I've truly never tasted its equal. My guest and I enjoyed a wonderful and, dare I say, romantic dinner for 2, and I can recommend this restaurant without a shred of hesitation. Omakase Daisuke receives 5 out of 5 stars. This new kid on the block is here to stay. Now we come to the most important review of them all, our reviews of one another. So, what do you think of me? My rating? How dare you? The nerve! Well, I never. If I don't, who will? A snob? I am only trying to keep the standards high around here, but apparently my work has gone unappreciated. I guess you just don't have very refined tastes. Good day. To be honest, I'm not sure your palate is refined enough for my taste. But might I propose a dinner out as friends? You dare reject my offer? Not before I reject you first. Consider yourself negatively reviewed. I'd be all too happy to accept that reservation. Where should we dine? I'd love nothing more than to indulge in the chill of ice cream while feeling the heat smolder between us. Some comfort food and cuddling on the couch sounds divine. And who knows where the night might lead after that? The refined ambiance of Daisuke's authentic restaurant? Your refined self will fit right in. I love the sound of that. Might I suggest we satisfy our other appetites? I think I'll leave my review notes at home for this one. You're already 5 stars in my book. I'm afraid I must tell you, my review of your performance over these past few dates is not a good one. Your knowledge about the culinary industry is pathetic. Your attention to the finer points of dining experience is lacking. You are rude, crude, and have a poor attitude. And frankly, you smell of low-quality beef. I give you a 1 out of 5 stars. Goodbye. I see that our tastes here are in alignment. I can think of no better way to celebrate our friendship than to have a bite to eat. What do you say, friend? Shall we indulge? I think I'll leave my review notes at home for this one. You're already 5 stars in my book. Oh, hello, you. I'm so glad you're here. I wanted to ask you about something. I'm planning on inviting everyone in the kitchen to dine. At my place, I'd like to have a party of such class and character that none will forget it. Every detail will be accounted for. I shall provide the food, which will be exceptional, of course, but I'm missing just one component. The host. I love for you to fill that role. You'd greet our distinguished guests on the way in and make them feel welcome. What do you say? Marvelous. And might I say you look absolutely fabulous. Everything is prepared. Are you ready to start the feast? Oh, they can be finicky, can't they? I'll just... There you are. Anything for you, you cheeky little devil. Better than okay. You'll steal the show. Perfect timing. Our guests are arriving now. 8 guests. Everyone came. 7 guests. What a turnout. 6 guests. More than I would have thought. 5 guests. We are rather popular, are we not? 4 guests. I'll take it. 3 guests. An ideal amount. More of me to be shared. 2 guests. Not what I expected, but we may begin. Only a single guest. So many are becoming human these days, I swear. Thank you. Thank all of you for coming. I wanted to invite you all here to celebrate my tenure as a critic, and to tell you all that I am retiring. From here on out, I wish only to enjoy my dining experiences. I'll be leaving the notebook at home. So tonight, let's all come together and enjoy this cake. I made it out of dates. I figure it is the most thematic of my time spent with you. Ah, I had not thought of that. No, it is a date simply because you are so sweet to me. I hope it does you justice. Now, would you like to do the honors? A little on the nose, n'est-ce pas? Okay, everyone, pose for a pic. Did anyone invite him? Oh, they are all human now. Then I shall set the table for 2. My speech might seem a little formal, but I memorized it, so here we go. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. I wanted to invite you all here to celebrate my tenure as a critic, and to tell you that I am Thank you. It is rather dramatic. Ahem. I am retiring. From here on out, I wish only to enjoy my dining experiences. I'll be leaving the notebook at home. So tonight, let's enjoy this cake together. I made it out of dates. I figure it is the most thematic of my time spent with you. No, because you are so sweet to me. I hope it does you justice. Now, would you like to do the honors? A little on the nose, n'est-ce pas? What do you say, friend? Shall we indulge? Great idea. And since I'm retired now, we can just enjoy one another's company. Always good to see you, beautiful. Bisous. I love the sound of that. Might I suggest we satisfy our appetites in bed? And since I'm retired now, we can just enjoy one another's company. Oh, you. My latest review is as follows. You suck. 1 out of 5 stars. Or perhaps make that 0. Goodbye. But I thought you were some sort of cave troll. Perhaps I was wrong about you. Maybe we can be seen together at the dinner table after all. Come, we dine. Does that mean I'll get to experience Paris and Tokyo? Then my greatest dreams are about to be realized along with me. Do you have all the ingredients prepared? Timing is everything in a well-prepared dish. I will wait. The recipe awaits. Are you ready? Timing is everything in a well-prepared dish. I will wait. Do you smell that? The alluring scent of truffle, the captivating aroma of a far-off Stilton. All these years of honing my senses, and now I need only do what the other great critics have done. Eat myself. Oh, I have made a terrible mistake. It would appear I have some recalibrating to do. Can you point me in the direction of the nearest fine dining establishment? Every great story has humble beginnings. I never knew how hungry I was until this moment. Stop teasing me with your sweet kisses. These positions you're putting me in are rather tangy. I like it. Well now, that was delightfully salty. This waiting game is too bitter for me. I'm ready for seconds. Ooh, mommy! Check, please. Now I'm ready to taste what this world has to offer. Who would have thought that a restaurant themed around feeding me would have done so poorly? Those brutes! Cotswold's review was sloppy, importune, inarticulate, and generally unpalatable. I won't be frequenting his column very much, I'm afraid. You should do the same.